Hey, what's up everybody? TechChucker here and welcome to This Week in Dioramas, episode 28, season 2. Now, if you aren't familiar with how this show operates, every week I go through Instagram looking for the coolest looking dioramas and I showcase them right here on the show. If you would like to be showcased in a future episode, all you need to do is upload your diorama pictures to Instagram and tag them with the hashtag Thisweekindioramas. Now, go grab your brew of choice, be it coffee, tea, maybe an adult beverage, I don't care. Get whatever it is that you need. We're gonna have a great episode this week. But before we do that, I want to make the official announcement that we are gonna do a picture challenge. Similar to what we did when I asked all of you to showcase your actual displays with your dioramas. This time it's a little bit different. I want you to take some pictures of your dioramas with action figures. Set them up. If you're familiar with how like the ACBA Facebook page, the way that they do their pictures, you're gonna take your action figures and display them into some sort of action scene. Like hopefully I'm showing a couple of pictures on the screen so you can get an idea. The theme is just diorama, action, whatever you want it to be. It can be horror, it can be comic, it can be superhero, it can be whatever it is that is of interest to you, do that. And what I would recommend doing is pick maybe your top 1 or 2 pictures. The main thing is make sure that you're using a diorama, because that's what we're all about, and some action figures. But pick 1 or 2 pictures and then also include a behind the scenes. So that way then we can see how did you set this up. So 1 to 3 pictures max would be the ideal. And let's get those in by the end of August. And I'll try and do another one of those live streams where we just go through them all, however many there are. That's how long the show will be. But you need to know what to tag it with. So tag it with the hashtag TWID DioShots. That's hashtag TWID DioShots. Get those in, like I said, by the end of August, so that then we can do that episode. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be interesting to see what all of you come up with. Some of you are really like real pros when it comes to photography, and some of you, it might be the first time you've ever done it. Doesn't matter. It's there's not going to be prizes. There's not going to be any judging or anything like that. It's just to be able to experience what everybody did. So I hope you all will participate in that. I'm very excited to see what you come up with. All right, we're just about ready to get started with the show, but before we do that, we do need to reveal the winner of last week's fan vote, and the winner is the TMNT Dio by Star Marvel 76. Congratulations, you will now be entered into the Grand Championship vote coming at the end of the year. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of this episode where you'll get another chance to vote for your favorite on the community tab on my channel. All right, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Don't forget, at the end of the episode is that slideshow, so make sure you check that out. Some of the dioramas that I just didn't have a chance to be able to get into the showcase. So, another thing that we're going to do that's a little bit different. I am kind of pressed for time, so we're just going to record this all the way through, and I'm going to not really do any edits. And we'll just see how that goes. Maybe you'll like the flow, maybe you won't like the flow of how that goes. We'll just see. But also, I wanted to start with the random post of the week. I had made mention of this a while back that we're starting to see a lot more posts using the hashtag Thisweekindioramas that really don't seem to make a whole heck of a lot of sense, and I thought this was kind of funny. We've got this dude, he's got a guitar, and honestly not really sure why we're using This Week in Dioramas, other than I see the week ahead or whatever. So you know what, we are making waves on Instagram with this hashtag, so whoever Jax Bar Mirabelle is, welcome to the crew of This Week in Dioramas, people.
Anyway, moving on. Starting off with Roven Stuffs. This diorama is absolutely amazing. He's calling it a mini Avengers Endgame diorama for their Marvel Legends figures. And this thing is pretty darn awesome. The rubble and whatnot that you've got in here is awesome. I love all these pieces that you've got, and it just looks so cool. You really did a great job on this. Just looking at all of this, it really fits very nicely. And then you got a little bit of a backdrop here with a couple of lights, which is awesome. You've got a video on your profile, which I'm not going to show here just because there isn't a lot of time for me to get through it all, but you've got Thanos on there, and it is super cool. So I would highly recommend that you guys go check out Roven Stuff's profile. He's got that cool video that I think you should check out. It's just a great looking diorama. This next one's coming from the Big Toy Show, and this is, I'm just going to call it a Predator diorama. Obviously, it could fit with almost any other type of title, but because you've got the Predator figure in here, we're just going to call it Predator. And I think you did a really good job with this. The sculpt work on it looks very nice. I like the greenery that you've got strewn throughout the cracks and whatnot. It just is a very well done piece. The sculpt, like I said, very well done. I like the little color variations that you've got on some of the blocks, like the little bit of a copperish brown that you've got here and here. It really makes those blocks stand out, because otherwise utilizing just one color like this kind of gets a little bit it kind of mixes all together, and it's hard to see that variation. So it's nice to see that along with the moss that you've got growing in between. And I think, yeah, here's some work in progress. You got the tweezers out, so you're really getting into the fine detail of adding in some of that greenery, and I really like that. That attention to detail. Here's some work in progress, some more, and you just did a great job. Next up, coming from Hemble Creations Customs, it is a Ghostbusters diorama. What do we got here? Recipe Ecto 1 is from a company called Titan Merchandise. Let's just go through what is going on with this diorama. You did a very nice job. I like the mortar in the brick, and then the ectoplasma goo that has, splattered all over is also very, very well done. I really like it a lot. This is a door. I hadn't noticed that this was a door at first. On this one, when I looked at it at first, didn't notice that it was a door, but it is, and I really like it. I think you did a great job. The door handle looks awesome. Nice paint on it. I like the little sign here. It says, guys, not a drop on my blah, 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 Venkman. I don't remember that quote. See if there's one that actually shows the whole quote here, because I want to see it. I want to see. Uh-oh, it might not be in there. Anyway, go check out Hemble Creation Customs. Does a lot of really great work. Next up, coming from El Chambo NYC, one note for this one. I would have put this in the top 5, except we've actually already seen this John Wick Dio, and he won that episode's fan vote several weeks ago. He's been waiting to be able to get this Mezco John Wick figure, and now he's got it for this custom diorama, and it is really cool looking. I love the time theme that you did with this, having the clock. It's very, very well done. And like I said, not going to be in the top 5 because this particular diorama already won a top 5 from several weeks ago, but I did want to showcase it because he now has the John Wick John Wick action figure. Lots of really cool things. The biggest disappointment, I'm going to say, with that figure is this head sculpt. It just doesn't look great, but I am very happy that you are happy with it. And you know what? Go check out El Chambo's YouTube channel. I'll have a link to it in the description below. He does a great review of this figure. I love the intro that he did on it. So make sure, if you are not already, follow El Chambo NYC on Instagram, but also give him a subscribe, give him a sub on YouTube, and check out his channel there. Next, coming from David Verdonk 1. This is a Hagrid's Harry Potter diorama, and I'm really digging on this piece. I think you did a great job with the brick stonework of this, Hagrid's hovel his hut or whatever you want to call that. You did a great job with this. Just look at all the details throughout. The paintwork looks awesome. All of the greenery on here, the little thatch roof, that is a nice touch. You did a great job. The pumpkins also, really digging on that. The grass, everything just looks so nice. You did a great job on it. I'm really impressed with the work that you put into this thing. And I'm guessing that these are these the SH figure arts? These ones almost look like they're statues. I can't remember what those look like. Let me know in the comments what figures are these. They don't look super articulated, so I don't think they're SH figure arts, but would love to know. Really digging on the diorama. You did a great job. My kids, I gotta go show them because they're gonna really love this because they love Harry Potter, and so do I. Next, coming from, how am I gonna say that? Diodons, maybe? An unfinished Secret Turtle playset. Made a playset for little nephews, Ninja Turtle toys. Knew to this was going to be, or you knew it was going to be beat up a bit. So you're using Eva foam mats. And that really intrigued me. So it's some sort of like, I think it's like that foam that, like floor mats are made out of, like the shop ones or whatever. And you can kind of see it with this couch. And I really like the creativity that you put into this with knowing that your nephew's going to just beat the tar out of this, because I mean, little kids, they want toys so that they can bash them around, they can bang them into stuff, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. And you took that into account and worked with what you had to be able to make this really cool turtle lair. It doesn't sound like it's done. If this is right, unfinished Secret Turtle playset, I'm thinking that it's not done yet, but it is already looking really cool. It's just a fun idea, especially working with materials that we don't typically work with, so that then it will be able to stand the test of time with a kid banging around on it. There's lots of great details throughout here. You got the little railings. It looks like you got a straw that you're using for those rails. That looks awesome. Little computer set there. Very nice. Little computer board. Also, I mean, just cool details that your nephew is just gonna dig on this piece. Next, coming from Mighty Kane, 6-year-old spied the setup in the man cave, grabbed his iron spider, and got stuck right in. This looks awesome. I love this diorama. There's so many cool details throughout. The crates, the props, all of that just looks awesome. Great looking figure, obviously, and then it's fun to see some behind the scenes pics of your little guy taking some shots of this. It looks so cool. So it's always fun to be able to see when families can, boy, I said that weird. We're not cutting it. It's fun to see when families can kind of play together and have some similar interests. It's just a great way to be able to bond with each other, especially a father and son. It's so important for dads to be involved, and that's one of the reasons why I want to be able to record this as quick as I can so I can get upstairs and be with my kids. Moving on in that vein, Sage Forsaken. This is a diorama. Of course it's a diorama. It's an X-Men Danger Room diorama, and I am really digging on this piece. I think it looks very cool. I love the colors scheme that you've got here, and it's really cool with all of the little holes that you've got throughout. Not sure what this is made out of, if it's made out of foam or if these are plastic pieces. I'd love to know a little bit more about this piece, but if this is foam and you went and poked all of those holes, they're very uniform. You did a great job with that. It's just a really cool piece. Anytime we see an X-Men Danger Room, it's fun to see what people, how they interpret it and how they can bring it into fruition. And you can see, I'm not really familiar with these figures. They look very tiny, and it almost looks like they're custom painted. So I'm not sure what scale this is, but it's a lot of fun. I'm really digging it. Yeah, these must be like 3-inch or 2.5-inch size figures. I've never seen them, but it's very, very fun, and I'm really digging on this piece. I think you did a great job with it, especially with the paint job. So thank you very much for submitting. This one's coming from Jeff Blanton. And what do we got? Just finished this new Jungle Temple diorama. It's up for sale, so hit them up if you are interested in this. Check out the dimensions there. DM them if you have questions or if you're interested in it. Obviously, the piece, or the part that I love the most, is the tree with the roots that are kind of growing down into this old ruined piece. It looks great. The stonework looks awesome. Love the little cracks throughout, the paintwork. Everything looks very, very nicely done. And check that out. Top view, really nicely done with that wood. With the cut portion, it really actually looks like a chunk of wood. You did a great job with that. I think whoever it is that is going to buy this, which by the way, if you're interested, you better hit them up quick, because this thing should go quickly as long as it is priced to move. And again, I'm really digging on it. You did a great job all throughout, paint, sculpt, everything. Awesome job. Next, coming from Ricky's Creative Corner, it is a weapons lair diorama. I'm going to consider this a Punisher weapons lair. You posted several different dioramas, and I chose this one because it had the most depth and the most interest to me, but obviously you had lots of really cool dioramas, and those other ones will be in the slideshow at the end. This thing looks awesome, and one of the features that I like the most is the little stairway to the side. That is a very nice feature. It just gives that extra feel of size and depth and intrigue as to, you know, what's going on over there. And then obviously all of the weapons up on the wall, on the table, everything just looks super cool. Love all these different angles. There's so many details. You got little laptops here. Great job on this piece. This one's coming from Mayron Studios, and I really like the graffiti that you've got back here, and my biggest question is going to be, did you paint this yourself? Or, you know, some folks, they'll do printouts and then they'll glue them on. So if you're watching, I would love to know how you did this little graffiti piece, but hit them up if you are interested. This is up for sale, so DM them if this is a piece that you are looking for. Lots of cool little props on just this small little two-piece diorama. It looks awesome. I'm really digging on the paintwork that you've got throughout. It looks kind of grimy and old and beat up and whatnot, and you really did a great job. So again, hit up Mayron Studios if this is something that you are interested in. This one's coming from 609 Collector. It's a D12 size 1/6 scale Spider-Man diorama. Let's go ahead and play the video while we talk. I really like the sculpt work on here. The bricks look awesome. It is a little bit harder to see all of the detail with the video. It's cropped in pretty close, and it is a little bit focusing a lot more on the Spider-Man. So if you are going to post up other pictures of your dioramas, by all means, you know, we'd love to see these sorts of videos, but also kind of wider shots of the actual diorama. But from what I can see, especially with the lights in here, this thing is very cool. And with it being 1/6 scale, it is a very good size. The floor looks awesome. Paintwork is looking really good. Love that window. So awesome job on a really cool looking diorama. This one's coming from Dioramas Clow. It's Bienvenidos, a Jurassic Park. I'm not gonna try the rest of this. Obviously, it's a Jurassic Park entry gate, and this thing looks awesome. I love the little torches that you've got throughout. Paintwork looks nice. The sign is very well done. It looks like you probably cut that out, maybe printed it and cut it out. Very well done. I am just really digging on this. I love the plant work. Plant work? Is that a thing? It's a thing now. Plant work, we're gonna say that. Looks awesome. I love these little stones that you've got to the side of the path here. It just looks very, very nice. And the gates open. This little path of shrubbery, it's not shrubbery, it's just grass in the middle, is also a nice touch that I really like. So great job on a really cool and iconic diorama piece. All right, I had to cut for a second. Had to go help the kids out with something, but we are back. And I promise I will do my best to cut out my coughing. Sometimes I I do that from time to time. But next up, this one's coming from Tots Action Figures Customs, and this thing is just really cool. It's an awesome picture, the diorama. We don't get to see a lot of the actual diorama, but what we do see is a really cool setup with all sorts of different villains and maybe not villains, anti-heroes and what have you, and they're going to war. We're going to war. And this thing is just awesome. All of the weapons out on the table. This looks so cool. It is just awesome. I see some of the figures I have myself. Some are certainly customized. It looks like possibly like this Ghost Rider, unless that is the Toy Biz one, which I don't have. But this is just a cool picture. I really dig it. Next up, coming from Bobby Skullface, another just amazing diorama piece, and I am so impressed with this. You've really done a great job. I would just love it if you used the hashtag, because this definitely would have made it into a top 5 vote at some point, but you really did a great job. The paintwork on here is so incredibly good, and I just, look at this. The construction on here is really, really cool. It's fun to see these sorts of work in progress pics and then the final product, and you just did a great job. All of the graffiti throughout looks awesome, and it is a great way to be able to showcase all of your action figures in a action pose, but still up on the shelf. It just makes your shelf look so much better when you can have something like this. You can see there's 3 different displays here: a subway, a underground sewer, and then looks like this might be maybe another subway. I'm not sure. Either way, it looks awesome. That's right, we're not cutting. I paused for a moment because I'm like, I know I can just cut that. We're not cutting it. And you know what? I'm taking a drink. I've got, I know it's morning for all of you that are watching. Well, most of you. But I'm drinking Crown and Coke. Yeah, a little bit of Crown and Coke. That's kind of nice. Made a little bit stronger because this is actually Crown Royal is kind of weak. Anyway, I'm rambling on. This one's coming from Diorama. Honestly, when I first saw this, I'm like, what is this? I don't know what it is. Read it up. My custom Kakamora. I don't know. I just started drinking the Crown, so it shouldn't be hitting me yet. And maybe not so appropriate to be talking about it when we're talking about Disney Moana stuff. These things are super cool. I've watched the movie with my kids several times. I don't remember the characters, but when I'm watching the movies, I'm really not paying that close attention, and I should. These things are amazing looking. You really did a great job on them. It is so cool looking. The colors, everything is super cool. I'm just wondering, did you make them from scratch? What's the deal? I gotta know a little bit more about these little guys. Oh wait, made out of clay. Read, dude. Bro, do you read? Yeah, this half of the show is just going a little crazy. Anyway, great job. They're really cool. Next up, Would You Kindly Studios, a really awesome display piece. Again, this is for your shelf, and you really did a great job with this. Sometimes we don't showcase these, what would they be? Kind of just like flatter rock formation sort of dioramas, but I'm really impressed with some of the detail that you added in. When we get to this one, you can see they've got, the Omega symbol from, these are DC characters that you had. Yeah. So, and that's from, I'm not thinking of the word, the Omega symbol from the dude, this guy. Nobody can ever pronounce his name right. Oh, jeez. It's got to be in here somewhere. Oh, what the heck is his name? I'm just going to get ripped up and down for not remembering his name. Jeez. Anyway, it'll come to me. Maybe it'll come to me. Anyway, back to the diorama. I think this is a great way of being able to showcase your action figures, to be able to raise them up so that you have the height, so that the ones in the back aren't hidden. And you really did a nice job with the paintwork on here. There's some nice tonal differences in the darkness and lightness on here. And again, these little symbols that are carved into it really are very nicely done. So great job on this really cool diorama. This next one's coming from Articulated Plastic. It is another one of the Mystery Machine vans that have been customized, and it's really cool. What have we got? It's a Punisher van. Obviously, this is stock. This is what you got it from the store, and you can see a little bit of the prep work and throwing on a little bit of paint and then even more paint. So it's fun to be able to see these customizations of these different vans. Here is my gripe, and my gripe has nothing to do with any of the customizations that anybody has done. My gripe is that this van, I just don't like this van. The Scooby-Doo van, I hate the shape. It still looks kind of like a toy. Again, this is absolutely not a rip on anybody's customization. The customizations make this van so much better than the stock from the store look. I just don't like the shape of this van. But you know what? You got to work with what you got, and I think you guys are really upgrading these vans a lot. I know I'm kind of cycling through the pictures a lot. Normally I'd cut through a lot of what I was just saying, but I do like what you've done. Again, I just hate the shape of this van. Otherwise I would have bought one, is kind of where I'm going with this. This one's coming from Dioramas Tom. It is a NECA Jason Crystal Lake 1/18th scale. 1/18th scale? Is that really a NECA? I didn't know that NECA made 1/18th scale. I guess I'm not familiar. Is this an older figure? It must be an older figure because I didn't know that they were making those. Anyway, the diorama looks amazing. I love the water resin that you've got here. It looks so realistic. You really did a great job on this. I mean, you can actually see down to the bottom. It has that actual lake-like look, and it looks amazing. And the dock, really nicely done. You can see it looks like it's a little bit wet on the end here. Very nicely done with the grasses and the dirt along the beach. It's just a very, very well executed piece. Look at that, the shine from the ripples on the water. Oh, it's so realistic looking. You really did a great job. I guess I needed to know a little bit more about NECA having 1/18th scale figures. I did not. I'm just blown away. All right, we're gonna move on. You guys are gonna be like, dude, how did you not know that they had 1/18th scale? Anyway, I don't know. I guess I just haven't been paying attention. This one's coming from Night of the Living Toys. Another dock. Tried to put them together, have a little bit of a theme. And this is, let's see, it took a little while, but here's his Friday the 13th inspired dock display set. The two parts can be displayed separately or assembled together to form a larger set, which is cool. I always like to be able to have different options with your dioramas like that. Let's go to this one. Obviously the first thought, okay, this is not 1/18th scale. If we go back to Dioramas Top, there's no way that this is 1/18th scale because I have this barb. I have that barb, and that's 1/12. Okay, I didn't think I was going crazy. Anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. The dock looks really good. My first thought whenever I see a dock is always Popeye, especially now that the Mezco Popeye Bluto is supposed to be coming out. It got pushed back to October, November, or December, and that'll probably get pushed back again because that's just how Mezco works. But I love these little dock pieces, and this is what he's talking about, having the two pieces. You can either have them together or apart, and you know what? Both work very, very well. So awesome job on a really cool diorama. Look at this. They've made a whole bunch of them. My guess is if you are interested, okay, look at that, ready to ship, available through the link in their bio. So hit them up, Night of the Living Toys, if this is something you're interested in. If you're not into horror, like I said, it doesn't have to be for horror. It could certainly be for your Popeye figures. So hit them up if this is what you're interested in. This next one's coming from Badger Dio, and this thing is really cool. There's a lot of detail throughout here, and there's a lot of great options for being able to display your figures. You've got different levels. Obviously, this is like a loading bay, loading dock sort of diorama, and it looks awesome. Brickwork, lights on here, everything is looking very, very nice. They do a lot of work. How do you get so many dioramas done in what seems to be such short amount of time? I I mean, it takes me, I'm looking at a diorama that I've been working on for the last 2 years, and it's almost done. And I can't wait to be able to share it with everybody. But where do you guys get this time? I mean, I get it. I'm working full time, and I'm in school, college, and kids and all that. So I know where my time is going. But holy cow, some of you guys really knock this stuff out very, very quickly. And I wish I was able to do it this fast and to be able to have, just such cool sculpt work and detail throughout. So awesome job on another awesome diorama. Sorry, taking another drink. This one's coming from MC Ducky Crafts. Funny story. Funny, but more so embarrassing, and I felt terrible. I had this diorama in the queue to be in the showcase a couple of weeks ago, and for time I had to cut, and this one got cut out. And I cut it because it was more of a work in progress. It wasn't quite done yet. But for first time showcases, I will send an email or a DM via Instagram to say, hey, you know what, we just showcased one of your pieces, blah, blah, blah. That way then if they were just using the hashtag but didn't know about the show, then they'd be able to know about it. Well, I sent them a note saying, hey, your diorama was showcased. They watched the show, and sure enough, it's not in there. And that was a mistake on my part because I didn't update my list. But now that they've got the door and whatnot finished on here, I wanted to be able to showcase it. And this thing is looking really cool. It's kind of like a back alley sort of diorama, and I am really liking it. I especially like the open sign, the neon sign. It lights up, which is super fun. We've seen that before. The work on here is looking really cool. It's going to be great for some pictures. Great to be able to have up on your shelf if that's what you're going to use it for. So awesome job, and I'm glad to be able to see that you were not too offended that I didn't actually showcase it the last time. And that door, really digging the color, the blue, good choice. And last but not least, coming from Nemai EJ8, finished their water and fire dioramas, and let's see, was their daughter's idea. Great idea, young lady. I think you did a great job inspiring your dad to be able to come up with this idea of a water and fire. But you know what you could do? You could do earth, wind, and fire. Oh, what would that would be also cool. So you could add even more, just all of the elements. Just do all of the elements. I'm really digging on this piece. The colors are nice. They pop very, very well. And what I really dig about the fire or the lava is this yellowish that you've got strewn throughout. Strewn isn't the right word, but I'm not thinking of a better one. It really pops and it makes it look very nice. And I especially like a little bit of the yellow that you kind of dry brushed onto the stone on the shore. Is that a shore on that? I don't know. But you really did a nice job with this. The colors are very vibrant and it stands out very, very well. I'm really digging on this, and that's why I wanted to make sure that we showcased this. They posted it last week and I didn't get a chance to be able to showcase it last week, so I made sure that we threw it in here. You can see them side by side. So great job on yet again another great set of dioramas to everybody. Let me know, do you like it when I pretty much don't edit anything out? I mean, like I said, I'm gonna try and get some of the coughs out because those are super annoying to listen to, but let me know. Was the what are we calling it? Was the tempo okay without cutting? Because usually I'll cut a little bit of space between as I'm looking for the next diorama, and maybe you don't like that. Maybe you like having that slight pause. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. Maybe you didn't even notice other than me yammering on about it. Yes, my beverage has maybe kicked in a little more than I expected. So I am wasting a little more time, but yeah, hit me up in the comments what you thought about that.
Alrighty, thank you as always for everybody who participated, but we're not quite done yet. We need to reveal the winner of last week's fan vote, and also stay tuned till the end of this episode. There is that slideshow of all of the other dioramas that I wasn't able to showcase this week. There's a lot of really awesome ones, so don't miss out on that. But my top 5 for the week are the Avengers Endgame Dio by Rovin Stuffs, the Predator Dio by the Big Toy Show, Hagrid's by David Verdonk 1, The X-Men Danger Room by Sage Forsaken, and The Punisher Weapons Room by Ricky's Creative Corner. Again, make sure you go to the community tab on my channel after you're done watching the show and vote for your favorite, and I will reveal the winner next week. Alrighty, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the bell notification, and share this out with as many people as you can. And also make sure that you get started on taking those pictures of your dioramas with some action figures in an action shot, and upload those to Instagram with the hashtag TWIDDioShots before the end of August, and we'll go ahead and have a live stream where we check out all of the awesome shots that you guys put out, and I will see you next week.